just for 30 little minutes, we can use our minds, focus our minds. You know, we do these different techniques every day. And the one I'm liking these days, I like a lot, as I've been saying, is this blessing the speech mantra. Blessing the speech meditation. It's a curious one in our world, I think, isn't it? I mean, we don't think like this. To bless your speech, what a strange idea. But it has great meaning, you know, as we've all discussed. We have our mind, which runs everything. But then we have the servants of the mind, our body and our speech, which we call our behavior, how we appear to the world, how we impact upon the world. So we can see so much suffering comes, isn't it, as a result of body and speech. Look at the harm the world does. Look at it. Unbelievable, unbearable, especially the body. But for us, maybe we don't go around, like I say, we don't go around raping and killing too many people. But look at our speech. You know, many of us uncontrolled. Just the thoughts are there, we're not aware, and the words pour out the mouth, and then we do the harm. And as soon as the words are out the mouth, you can't take them back, can you? So we can see how, and then we can see how powerful speech is. Then we can see also how powerful it is to use it to benefit others. This is the main gift of the Buddha. They talk about the power of speech, such that every sound, we can have this. Every word we say can be useful. It's extremely important. And we feel so much better too if we can use our speech wisely. So we do this little meditation, reciting the Sanskrit syllables, what make up the mantras. You know, the Tibetans have never translated the mantras. I mean, they do translate, but they stay in Sanskrit. They said that the Sanskrit sounds have great power, you know, very blessed. So we just imagine, just start with Buddha above our crowns. We imagine Buddha. If we're familiar, just think of the Buddha in the form like behind me, you know, sitting on cross-legged and on his lotus, on a throne. He's radiant, golden light body. It's the manifestation of completely subdued, disciplined body, speech, and mind. Just above our crowns, we imagine. And we can we just show the little show the practice, Matt. We'll do this little refuge prayer, very short. We'll contemplate for a couple of minutes before we start the meditation. So this little prayer, if you relate to being a Buddhist already, if not, don't worry about it. So I take refuge in the three jewels. May I become a Buddha to benefit all. I take refuge in the three jewels. May I become a Buddha to benefit all. Konshog, Sumla, Kyabsu Chi, Drola, Penshir, Sangye, Shog. That's Tibetan. So just for a minute or two, we just have the Buddha above our crowns, and we just contemplate for a few minutes. We just contemplate the breath, steady our mind, focus our mind. So have your body comfortable. But if you're sitting cross-legged, then your body is already held upright, isn't it? So, but if you're sitting in a chair, then hold up your own body. Don't slump into the chair. Have your feet firmly on the ground and hold your body upright. But the muscles are relaxed. Your hands in your lap, in the meditation mudra, like this. You know, if you know this position, left underneath, right on top, thumbs touching. Otherwise, just relaxed in your lap. Your head slightly tilted forward, chin tucked in, eyes looking down, as if you're looking along your nose towards the ground. Just settle into this position, be comfortable. And then just the mind, just for a few minutes, we're going to do concentration meditation. And that means we're going to focus on something. We're going to choose something to focus on, to pay attention to. And that will be the sensation of the air going in and out of our nose, at the tip of our nose. So just take a couple of breaths first and locate that sensation. So for 3 or 4 quality minutes, okay, just simply make the decision, I'm going to pay attention to the breath. The thoughts are going to all come like crazy. This is just what they do. We haven't got control over them. They're going to come and go. But the crucial difference is normally we're absorbed in our thoughts unconsciously. But here we're going to be leaving the thoughts alone, like step back. Leave the thoughts there. Let them come. Let them go. It doesn't matter. The thing we're doing, the exercise we're doing is paying attention to that sensation. Just watch, just pay attention. The breath as it goes in and it goes out. No commentary, no wishing the thoughts would go away. Just watch the breath. 3 or 4 minutes. If your attention wanders off, just bring it back to the breath. That's the exercise. Just watch the breath. Steady the mind. So now with this focused mind, let's do the little meditation. So now you visualize on your tongue. You visualize this. Of course, we don't know Sanskrit, so don't worry. We just imagine the Roman letter. So we visualize the syllable R, AH, the Sanskrit syllable, on your tongue, standing upright. And it turns into a moon disc, like a flat white cushion, a moon disc on your tongue. And then on top of that, you imagine a white Om standing upright. And it's surrounded by the white vowels, clockwise around the white Om on your tongue. Just have to imagine. And then surrounding that are the red consonants going counterclockwise. And then surrounding them are the blue dependent related heart mantra syllables. It's the mantra of dependent arising, which is the mantra that can help us, that is related to emptiness, ultimate reality. these blue syllables going clockwise, all on our tongue. So now you imagine that light beams go out from all these letters, maybe you can, the same color, red, white, and blue, going out to all the directions of the universe. And you imagine what it does is hook all the blessings of the power of the speech of all the Buddhas, the Bodhisattvas, all the yogis, all the great saints, all the holy beings, and even all the power of speech of ordinary people who've disciplined, who've learned to, transform their speech, make their speech useful and beneficial. So imagine this, all the power of all the power of all the speech of all these holy beings throughout the universe, and all this energy is hooked. We can go down a bit, Matt. Yeah, well, all this energy is hooked by all these light beams, and it all comes back and absorbs into the syllables on our tongue, making them radiant, making them totally radiant, full of the power and the blessings of all the holy speech, all the positive speech, the useful speech, the wise speech, the virtuous speech, the beneficial speech of all the holy beings throughout the universe. And now as we recite the syllables, we recite first of all the vowels, as we can see here, we imagine red nectar pouring down, white nectar pouring down from these syllables, filling our entire body, and imagine purifying all the karmic imprints from all the harm we've ever done since beginningless time, and all our past lives, all this life, all the harm we've ever done to sentient beings with our bodies. That includes the killing, the harming, the physical harming, the sexual misconduct, the stealing, the actions we do that sentient beings do to harm others. Look at the world, we do it as animals, as humans, all the imprints, the karmic imprints of all this harm since beginningless time, completely purified by this amazing red nectar filling us. But also imagine any sickness you have and suffering of your body is completely healed by this white nectar completely filling us as we say the syllables. Om, a, I, u, ri, ri, li, li, e, o, ang, swaha. Om, a, I, u, ri, ri, li, li, e, o, ang, swaha. Om, a, I, u, ri, ri, li, li, e, o, ang, swaha. Full of these blessings, full of the white nectar. Totally purified all the negative karma, and totally purified all our sickness, the heaviness of our bodies, the difficulties of our bodies. Sometimes it's walking around so heavy, isn't it? Feel the body light, useful, and also imagine it can't do anything but benefit sentient beings now. Full of these blessings, this white nectar. So now as we recite, the red consonants, same thing, the red nectar pours down and fills our entire body, purifying all the karmic imprints of all the harm we've ever done with our speech, which of course is mostly as humans, isn't it? And we really don't take it so seriously, but it's really powerful, the harm that speech does. I mean, we have this 4 that we can list, isn't it? The 4 actions the Buddha talks about. One is lying, saying words that aren't true. Even if we don't intentionally lie, I think words are so cheap these days. When you look on websites, you just have no idea what's true. Things just nonsense. People speak nonsense, no idea. And then we don't even think about whether what I'm saying is true or not. Blurt out whatever we think. We give opinions. We don't really know if we're speaking the truth, if we're accurate. So we're misleading sentient beings, confusing people, not to mention confusing ourselves. Then there's harsh speech, abusing people. That we can see in the world. And then there's, just rabbiting on, rubbish speech. And then there's talking bad things about people behind their backs. Maybe this is our favorite. We're constantly giving opinions and, negative, especially among friends, organizations, creating disharmony, because everyone believes everything we say. So our speech is so misused. And it weakens our own selves. I mean, we haven't got a clue what's right or what's wrong eventually. So imagine all the karmic imprints of all the harm we've done with our speech since beginning this time and in this life, completely purified, full of this delicious red nectar, totally purifying our speech as we recite the vowels, as the consonants. Om ka 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 ga nga cha 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 ja nya ta 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 da na pa pa ba ba ma yara lava sha sa sa haksa svaha. Om ka 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 ga nga cha 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 ja nya ta 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 da na ta 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 da na pa pa ba ba ma yara lava sha sa sa haksa svaha. Om ka 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 ganga cha 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 janya ta 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 dana ta 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 dana pa pa ba ba ma yara lava sha sa sa haksa svaha. Full of this red nectar, our speech completely purified. Be so happy. So now, as we recite the third lot, the dependent related heart mantra, the syllables of the mantra of dependent arising, we imagine, of course, now the blue nectar pouring down, filling us completely, and this time purifying our mind, all the delusions. As we know, Buddha talks about all the neurotic, deluded, unhappy, painful states of mind, the primordial grasping at an intrinsic, inherent, real, solid me that underpins everything. Then the intense attachment, emotional hunger to get what that me wants, which drives us every day, every second, underneath everything else. And then the aversion, the anger, the upset, when attachment doesn't get what it wants, and all the other painful states of mind that cause so much suffering and cause us to do harm with our body and speech. The jealousy, the resentment, the low self-esteem, the depression, the anxiety, the arrogance, all of these states of mind that we're so familiar with, that Buddha has found are not intrinsic, are not at the core of our being, therefore can be removed. So imagine this blue nectar completely purifying our mind. How amazing as we recite these mantras. This mantra. Om ye dhamma hetu prabhava hetun teshan tatagato yevadat teshan shayo niroda evam vadi maha shramana ye svaha. Om ye dhamma hetu prabhava hetun teshan tatagato yevadat teshan shayo niroda evam vadi maha shramana ye svaha. Om ye dhamma hetu prabhava hetun teshan tatagato yevadat teshan chayo niroda evam vadi maha shramana ye svaha. Full of this blue nectar, the mind completely purified. All the anxieties, the fears, the depression, all the craziness disappeared. Imagine, full of this blue nectar. So now imagine that the blue dependent related heart mantra on our tongue dissolves into the red consonants. And then the red consonants dissolve into the white vowels. And the white vowels dissolve into the Om, the white Om. And the white Om dissolves into the moon disk. And then the moon disk dissolves into an R, turns into an R. And the R turns into pink colored nectar. And that dissolves into your tongue. Your tongue becomes indestructible. So first of all, nothing can harm or take away the power of your mantra, your speech, your virtuous speech, your mantras, your prayers. But also you try and imagine, have confidence that all the power of speech, the ability to be of benefit to others, the ability to say what is true, the ability to be useful. I mean, we can see this. We know in our daily lives, if we speak, but people don't listen to us, people don't trust us, people don't believe us. We know this experience. So because we live in this world, we need to be useful. We need to even just go to the shop and ask what we want. We want people to listen to us, to respect us. So we can be functioning. We can function in the world. If you want to be a bodhisattva, you need to be useful. Your speech needs to be powerful. If no one likes listening to us or believing us, we can't do anything. We're lost. So speech is a marvelous method to connect with the world and to be of benefit. We see this, but it's so curious to talk about it like this, isn't it? We don't think of it like this in our culture. And it's the greatest gift of the Buddha. Enlightened beings don't need bodies and speech. They've done the job. But they manifest in bodies and use speech to benefit us. That's how we learn. So think that your speech is beneficial and useful and powerful. Whatever you say, it will have effect. You use it wisely. Don't just vomit out rubbish. We need this. And helping others, just even one small word can be of benefit to somebody, can soothe their pain. Think like this. Think I've perfected my speech. And as Lama Zopa says, the minute the sentient beings hear your speech, it pacifies their emotional and disturbing thoughts. And whatever you say gets actualized, So now just imagine the Buddha above our crowns. He dissolves into golden light. And he absorbs through our crown. And you think all the energy of the enlightened body, speech, and mind, the Buddha, what we're trying to become ourselves, becomes the same as us. The energy of the body, speech, and mind of the Buddha merges, become with our body, speech, and mind. So now just kind of imagine expanding to fill the universe. Vast, clear, all your potential fully manifesting. But just clear, vast, joyful, no thoughts, just for a few minutes. As big as the universe, clear, blissful, relaxed, no thoughts. And now relax. And make a decision, I think. Just make a decision, you know. As Lama Zopa says, everything exists on the tip of the wish. So when we consciously decide something, it's sort of obvious. That's when we do it. So with our speech, you know, we all know our nature. Some of us do have controlled speech. Some people maybe have to need to speak more. But those of us who have uncontrolled speech, we're learning to become conscious, you know. We're trying to become conscious of our body, our speech, and of course, finally, our mind. We're trying to transform our body, speech, and mind into its marvelous potential. So we decide for today, as long as there is, knowing, you know, that I'm going to be just conscious. I mean, don't be so self-conscious that you can't even talk at all. But decide, you know, I'm going to control my speech. If I'm going to say something, give opinions, just blurt out whatever you feel. Be conscious. Then our words are powerful. Our words are beneficial. Our words won't harm others. Make that decision. And also benefits us. This is the point, you know. The point of the first level of Buddha's teachings. It's all about discipline and about ethics. Don't kill, don't steal, don't lie, and so on and so forth. Which sounds like relating to others, and it is. But the whole point that Buddha's making is that everything that we think and that we do and that we say first programs us. So it's for our own benefit, starting with that, our own benefit, then the benefit of others. We do that and we just delight. We're finished now. That's it. 30 minutes gone like a dream, 28 minutes. And we're thinking, you know, we think, may we make the most of today, use our body and speech to be of benefit, at least not to harm. And we go one step at a time on this little path to enlightenment, unpacking, you know, developing our marvelous potential for our sake and the sake of others. That's all, everybody. Much love. See you all over the world. Wales, in Belgium, temporarily New York. Coral, dearest Coral, Dewey, hello. Good morning, Lorraine. Happy to see you, darling. Everybody, Barbara, there she is in Geshe-La's house. She's here to do retreat, blessing our house for us. Well done, Barbara. Goodbye, everybody. Much love. Thank you, Matt.